Hello and welcome to another What's Inside. This time we are looking at the 2021 Fishy Frenzy from Games Hub, which is owned by RMS International. Now this usually retails for about $5. It's aimed at ages 6 and up, 2 to 4 players. And inside we are going to see one plastic pond game board, 15 snapping fish, 4 fishing rods, and instructions. So let's open this up and see what we've got. Alright, so here's your instruction sheet. It's a really straightforward game. You do need 2 AA batteries or 1.5 volts depending on what region you're living in. And here are your fishing poles. They come in 4 colors. And sometimes they get stuck on the packaging. Which is really super annoying when you're trying to make a video. Okay, I broke that one. Okay, that was exciting, wasn't it? So apparently these do come apart fairly easily, because there's the piece that's supposed to be on here. Thankfully it just snaps right back in. So they have kind of a weird look to the hooks. But the goal is, of course, to take either one of your 4 players here. You got blue, green, yellow, and red like usual. Standard board game colors. And you have to catch one of these fish. You turn it on, this thing rotates, and you want to get this in their mouth and pull them out. So there's different bumps along the way. So as this turns, they'll open and close their mouths. So you do need this functional in order for it to be any fun at all. Otherwise, it's just kind of a weird thing. And each one of these guys does pop out. And they are fairly unique. Little plastic. They have little fins and everything. But the motion of the board is what determines it. You can see inside there, there's a little plastic bump piece that's going to knock their mouth open. There's a lot of games like this that are effectively the identical premise. But if you're going to get one, try and get one like this that's going to be really cheap. Not just because they break fairly easily. Kids get a little rough, they fall down, toss them, they lose the little fish, etc. But there's no sense in paying a lot of money for something that you could get at a much more economical cost. I mean, you go to the Dollar General where I picked this up, pay the $5 for it, which is what I paid. It might be as much as $7 depending on your region, and get a cheap pack of AA batteries, get a 4-pack, and then they can play this for a long time. Now this does say Fishy Frenzy on it, on the side there. But there's no sense in really paying a lot of money for something that you're going to just use a couple times and the battery compartment's probably going to crap out at some point anyway. Or you'll forget to take the batteries out and it'll corrode. So why pay $10 for that? So save yourself a couple bucks, help your kids get a good game library, and try and keep track of these little fish things, because they'll end up fighting G.I. Joe as pseudo piranha like they did when I was a kid. The only thing you have to really worry about is these little hook pieces coming off. You saw me fighting with one earlier and losing that, or just losing one of the entire fishing poles, which would limit how many people could play. It's not that big of a deal if you've only got like 2 kids at the house, but if you're trying to play with 3 or 4 people, obviously it's going to be an issue. So be aware of that, and make sure all 15 of your guys are here. And you can pretty much figure out the point of the game. Whoever gets the most fish wins. So it does require the AA batteries though. There's nothing else really to this game. It's a very straightforward game. The plastic isn't the greatest, but it is definitely functional. And for 2 to 4 players, you know, you got young kids, it's not a bad investment. Getting it back in the box might prove something of a challenge. But, you know, you'll figure it out. But that is Fishy Frenzy from Games Hub. Not a bad little set, especially if you can get it for around $5. You can pick this one up and a couple other board games. They usually run them on sale right before Christmas or right after Christmas too, so you might even be able to get it cheaper. But I wouldn't pay more than like $5 or $6 for it. I've seen them for $7 or $8, and that's definitely a little on the high end, especially because it's not going to last that long unless it's not played a lot. And then you're definitely going to have Piranha for G.I. Joes. So, pretty decent little set, but you've heard my take on it. We've seen what's inside. That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.